I have worked with Cezary Bednarski many times. He's a very fine architect, a brilliant designer. And we have found over the years that we understand each other. I'm an engineer, he's an architect. And something about the way he understands the engineering and I understand the architecture means that we have a very good synergy.
When we start working with Ian, we forget who is who. You know, we leave my architect's hat off and his engineer's hat off. We sit at the table, there is a brief, there is a site, there is an issue to be resolved, and we both scribble and come up with ideas. And in the end, we sometimes don't know whose idea it was. I refer to the process of design like being a circular process. It's almost like a comet flying around the Earth, around the Sun. So you get slightly different orbits. You come nearer and nearer to where you want to get to. So it's a revolving process, and every one of us pushes it a little bit this way and that way, and in the end we get to the final result.
Bridge design, I suppose, is one of the special areas where the architecture is the bridge and the bridge is the architecture, and the engineer it's all so intimately linked that you can't separate the disciplines. It's not like a building. The form is all about the bridge is all about the form, and it is just the bridge that you're playing with. One of the main challenges for the bridge is that we decided at the beginning, when we did the competition, that it wasn't just going to be a straight bridge. That was partly because of the geometry, what we were lining up with on each end. But the bridge has a very gentle curve, so if you were looking down on the bridge, it's like an S shape. Beautiful. Be fantastic to walk on. It just makes it so much more interesting, but of course it makes it so much more difficult. And so for us, one of the big challenges as the engineer was to get all that geometry right, make sure all the pieces fitted, and to control all the forces and so on in the structure. Of course we do it, so that's what we do.
The bridge is difficult because if you design kind of structural dramas, they defend themselves. They are very visual, you can see them from a long distance, and the detail, if it doesn't come off very well, it doesn't really matter too much. Here is the other way around, so we have been very, very careful designing all the details of the parapets, lighting, how the concrete was chosen, how the color of the steel and everything else, because the main perception of the bridge will be close distance. And bridges in these locations obviously are burdened with lots of navigation lights and all those sorts of stuff which is to do with safety alarms, sirens and God knows what else. We spent a huge amount of time researching the whole world, looking for beautiful navigation lights, for example, which we found in New Zealand. And bit by bit we are trying to compose the detail of the bridge of the highest visual quality gear we could find.